An immediate pivot into Alolan Graveler, the opponent stays in, then switch out into Pelipper. My god, is this no Graveler answer? We go straight for the Rock Blast. Rock Blast draws a Protect Shield. The opponent then gives us a whole free Volt Switch. You already know I'm going to shield once farm. All the way down, was this a misclick or were they triple weak? Well, you're going to have to watch the video to find out. Welcome to the one and only home of Shadow Pokemon. My name is Jamie Finn, 1415. If you're a returning subscriber, you'll probably already know I was the first documented trainer in the world to reach legend only using Shadow Pokemon. If you're new, I've done that 6 times now, which is pretty boring. So this season, I'm asking what Pokemon do you want to see? If I've got the resources to build it, I will run it. I had comments saying, how about the new Shadow Ledian? So here we are. Ledian, going to be weak to ice, amongst other things, so I thought why not put a team of fully newly released Shadow Pokemon. I invested almost 1 million stardust to make this team, and we're running double rock in the back. You can see on the screen, coverage not the worst, bulk not bad either for triple shadows. However, let me tell you, I was incredibly tilted running this team. Day 1 I went 5-20, that was Friday. Saturday I actually didn't play, and today, being Sunday, I tried it again. These battles are definitely for your entertainment only. I would not recommend this team. However, if you appreciate the incredible hard work I put in to bring you this video, I'd appreciate a like. Without any further ado, let's jump into the battles. And in game 1, I picked up the dreadfulest lead you could possibly imagine, Ledian into Altaria. You hate to see it. However, I say switched into Graveler and I landed that absolute Hail Mary Stone Edge on Venusaur. I took back switch. The opponent then double shielded Altaria, which should have gave my Shadow Regirock a 1-0 shield advantage. However, if you look on the screen, this is not Shadow Regirock. This is a Regirock I've used for Sylph. Shout out the home slice homies. First of all, it's not Shadow, and second of all, I don't even have Stone Edge on it. So despite me getting myself in a winning position, there's pretty much no win con. Perhaps if they've got something weak in the back to Ledian, I might still be able to play it out. They've got Lantern, and that is going to be all she wrote. Fuck my life. Of all the times to pick the wrong Pokemon, this certainly wasn't it. So you're going to see here, I am going to quickly switch over to the correct Regirock and let's see if we can pick up some dubs. Moving on to the next one. Ledian into Vigoroth. We are resisting the counters and my god are we incredibly thick. The opponent can spam out body slams, however you're going to see that really doesn't do too much. I'm going to overfarm, look to fire off a dynamic punch just before the opponent reaches the body slam. The opponent commits a shield and I look to catch a body slam onto Graveler. The opponent doesn't spam the move out immediately. They now build up to a bulldoze and I am going to respect it. With a shield, the opponent masturbates me. They then throw back to back. This is only a resisted body slam. You can see Graveler not the bulkiest, so I am going to return fire the Rock Blast immediately. Rock Blast draws the final Protect Shield. The opponent not going to be able to counter me down. I am going to spam out one more Rock Blast, taking back switch. The opponent sends out Ninetales. They get a nice farm down. Switch advantage in this game is absolutely everything. As High Trainer meet Rock type number 2, the opponent only builds up to a Weather Ball. That, my good friends, is resisted and Regirock shrugs it off. The opponent now sends out Lantern. My huge investment of Ledian not looking particularly good in this battle, so stay in school kids, learn to count, we catch the surf, onto Ledian, the opponent looking to go for the full spark down. I'm unable to make the dynamic punch, I'm just going to chip them with the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace should put them into a range where Focus Blast will knock out. I am going to invest my Protect Shield on the surf. I'm then going to return fire with the Focus Blast. Focus Blast going to be vanquishing this annoying fish back to their Pokeball, back out. Comes Ninetales, and Ninetales is going to get met with a Stone Edge. And that will be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle. Shadow Ledian into Pidgeot. Fuck. I'm going to immediately pivot into Graveler. The opponent stays in temporarily. Switch out into Jellicent, and I'm going to YOLO the Stone Edge. Does the opponent respect the damage? Sadly they do, putting up a Protect Shield, which isn't fantastic for me. The opponent then farms up 7 hexes. They're at the back-to-back surfs. However, we win charge move priority on the Rock Blast. The opponent is now all shields down. I absolutely need switch advantage at all costs. The opponent then throws a surf. They're now at 8. I am going to invest my final Protect Shield here. The fast move count for Jellicent to make surfs is 4, 3, then 3. So I had to throw at potato timing or get hit with another surf. Graveler takes back switch advantage and oh hi Altaria. Altaria has no Protect Shields remaining. If you're wondering just how hard Graveler hits, hi Altaria, bye Altaria, get absolutely fucking wrecked. The opponent sends back out Pidgeot, I show him Regirock, and they concede the match. Let's go. In the next battle, we see a huge core breaker. The Quagman can beat all three of my Pokemon. Ledian takes double super effective from Rock, and trust me, we do not tank a Stone Edge. I'm forced to stay in as my back two Rock types will take super effective from the Mud Bombs. I correctly shield up a Stone Edge, return fire with the Aerial Ass. Yes, it's called Aerial Ass because it's absolutely fucking garbage. Niantic, please buff it. The opponent again throws a Stone Edge. We play out the twos and I correctly shield up two Stone Edges. Please, trainer, let this Aerial Ace go through. Aerial Ace lands. You can see just how garbage it is. It doesn't knock out, however we do manage to Bug Bite down. The opponent sends out Frostlass. We answer with Graveler. We've already seen just how hard Graveler hits. Stone Edge rocks him deep into the red. 1 Volt Switch would take him out. However, I actually stop attacking. And if you're wondering why, not only do I invest a huge amount of Stardust into Regirock, I powered it up with 125 fucking rare candy. So my god, am I going to make sure Regirock gets this moment to boom. We come in, lock on farm down, out comes Frostlass. We do survive any one move, and as I got that huge lock on farm down, we're going to outpace to the back-to-back Stone Edges. The opponent shields the first. They can throw literally whatever they like. The opponent goes for the Avalanche. We shrug it off. We're going to outpace to Stone Edge number 2, and Frostlass is going to get boomed. GG's, and thanks for playing. So far, the two Shadow Rock types looking phenomenal and Ledian looking essentially like dead weight. However, this is not a bad matchup. Lickitung, Licky, far too thicky. Meet your nemesis as we are also very tick. We tank the Body Slam and we're returning fire with the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch does draw a Protect Shield, and I then look to catch the Body Slam onto Graveler, getting myself a full 3 Volt Switch. The opponent fires off the resisted Body Slam. If the opponent continues to stay in, I am going to YOLO the Stone Edge as Rock Blast won't cut it. We make it before the opponent reaches the Power Whip. Stone Edge does get the knockout. We've managed to get ourselves shield advantage. The opponent now sends in Aurorus, and my god, that is not a rock type counter as Rock doesn't resist rock and Ice takes super effective. The opponent shields up the Rock Blast and then fire off the Weather Ball, thinking if they get rid of this rock type, Aurorus might be pretty good. Well, again, trainer, surprise, meet rock type number 2. I wait out my time as I will be switch locked. I send out Regirock. I still have 2 Protect Shields remaining. Last second I decide I don't want to lose with 2 shields, so I do shield up the Weather Ball. The opponent continues to stay in. I throw in the middle of the Powder Snow. Stone Edge gonna be one-shotting. The opponent's final Pokemon is Frostlass and they concede the match. Moving on to the next one. If you're wondering why I think Ledian is pretty garbage, all the matchups where we're pretty dominant against counter users, all the counter users have coverage moves that hit us for super effective. So Deoxys has Rock Slide and Thunderbolt, both hit us for super effective. Even stuff like Metachan has Ice Punch and Shadow Machamp has Rock Slide or Stone Edge. So I'm not really sure what the fuck it's supposed to do. However, in this battle, the opponent say switched into Altaria. We got both Protect Shields with Graveler. I've managed to gain myself shield advantage. So we can send back out Regirock. The opponent throws a charge move immediately. I imagine it would be a Sky Attack, and the opponent does go for the Sky Attack. Then look to catch the Stone Edge onto Deoxys, baiting back out my Ledian. Last second I commit a shield, fearful of a Rock Slide. We shield up a Psycho Boost. In hindsight, a terrible shield. I then throw the Aerial Ace, and in case you wonder just why I call it Aerial Ace, it doesn't secure the knockout. We managed to get the Bug Bite farm down, back out, comes Altaria. I'm going to put it all on Regirock. We survive the Sky Attack, make the Aerial Ace. Come on, please knock this fucking thing out. Again, it still doesn't knock out. Aerial Ace, so bad. The opponent leaves with the Sky Attack. Again, Regirock doesn't need to shield this. We've got a whole heap of energy. The opponent's got Metachan in the back. They baited out my counter and I'm going to take a loss. Yikes. Moving on to the next one. Another dreadful lead. The opponent stays in, then switch out into Pelipper. And my god, is this no Graveler counter. We throw the Rock Blast. The opponent puts up a shield. They then throw on alignment, giving me a full 3 Volt Switch. I can now shield this up. Volt Switch farm all the way down. Was this a misclick or were they triple weak? Let's find out. The opponent waiting out their timer. They then send out Frostlass. I'm so far ahead in energy. I'm going to YOLO the Stone Edge. Does the opponent respect the damage? They put up a Protect Shield. However, I can easily shield the Avalanche in return. I can then throw 2 more Volt Switches, throw the Stone Edge to get rid of this Frostlass. The opponent anticipates that that's exactly what I'm going to do. They look to catch on Pidgeot. I undercharge. It's still one-shots. However, I leave with the Rock Blast. Frostlass is now so low. Graveler says get fucking wrecked and sweeps the entire team. Every single HP on every Pokemon. My god, what a sweep. Moving on to the next one. Ledian into Metachan. The bug bites are neutral. We resist the counters. However, they can hit us for super effective with ice punches. We can hit them for super effective with aerial ace, but we already know it's a dreadful move. This isn't actually as bad a matchup for the opponent as you'd imagine. Aerial ace doesn't knock out. We're going to be forced to tank one more ice punch. Ledian, why do you tickle, and why is aerial ace so bad? I instantly pivot into Graveler and the opponent sends out a Bomber Snow. This is only a weather ball, but I may as well start shielding up something. The opponent then sends out Lantern and I'm YOLOing the Stone Edge. I really hope the opponent thinks they've caught a Rock Blast. The opponent lets it go. That lands for huge damage. This fish is super annoying. I'm going to invest my final Protect Shield and then going to throw 2 more Volt Switches. If the opponent lets this go, we're going to be able to get a shield off the Bomber Snow. The opponent does let it go. Back out comes a Bomber Snow. We're now at the next Rock Blast. The opponent going to be forced to start shield, and they do shield this up, and they're going to be forced to dump energy as well. The opponent going to throw a charge move. They go for the Weather Ball. Weather Ball doesn't knock out. They get 1 more Powder Snow. They've still got 1 Protect Shield remaining. This is going to get somewhat tricky, so stay in school, kids. Learn to count. As I've got no Protect Shields remaining, I anticipate the opponent throwing the Energy Ball as soon as they get it. Ledian used as the 3rd shield. We can now come back into Regirock. We're going to be able to outpace to the double Stone Edge before the opponent reaches the next Energy Ball, and Regirock is going to take another game. Let's fucking go. GG's. Moving on to the next battle. Finally, something we do love to see. Chestnut can only hit us 4 resisted. The opponent sends out Frostlass and I answer with Graveler. Graveler does win the 2 shields, straight Rock Blast, so there's no real point in YOLOing a Stone Edge. Again, switch advantage, going to be super important. Let's see if the opponent wants to play out the 2s. They actually completely sack their Frostlass, realising they won't take back switch. And when Chestnut does return, ironically, we wall this thing with Ledian and they completely wall us. However, Graveler hits so hard. I full send the Stone Edge. It lands for huge resisted damage. The opponent commits to the Vine Whip farm. Now we make a Rock Blast. The opponent decides they don't want to go down with all that energy, committing a shield. They then pivot out into Charizard and this looks like RPS for the win. The opponent can only hit us with resisted Blast Burns. It still does huge damage. However, Regirock looking in a pretty good spot. I've only left this battle in to show you just how bulky Ledian is. The first Stone Edge went shielded. The second Stone Edge is going to secure the knockout. The opponent can now Vine Whip farm me all the way down. But watch this. Frenzy Plant, an absolutely busted move. However, it is double resisted. That does pretty much nothing. The opponent thinks, maybe Superpower is the one to throw. Trainer, it really isn't. Superpower also does nothing. We still have 1 Protect Shield and we're not going to shield shit. The opponent stays in, hoping for a miracle, but Ledian says no miracle today. GG's. Moving on to the next one. A dreadful lead. We really don't like this annoying nipple. With our Ledians, we pivot into Graveler. The opponent stays in. Look to fire for Brine. We do tank 1 Brine. As it is a garbage move, we do resist the Poison Jazz. We just about survive. The opponent then pivots out into an Ice type. I don't know what it is. Is it a Bomber Snow? Yes, it is. We're at the back-to-back Rock Blast. The first one draws the Protect Shield. We make the second. The opponent lets it go. And that is some huge chip damage. Ledian does take super effective from Ice, but even though we're a Shadow, we're incredibly thick. We tank the first Weather Ball. The second Weather Ball would knock us up. We managed to get the Bug Bite farm down. I'm spamming out into Regirock, looking to sweep. The opponent sends back out Toxapex. Switch timers are misaligned. The opponent is switch locked, so I farm up fire on CMP to maximise my energy. The opponent invests that final Protect Shield. I'm definitely going to shield up this Brine, even though it's garbage. I want to maintain health. The opponent still staying in, and then look to sack Frostlass. I farm up. Fire off the Stone Edge, you already know. High Frostlass, bye Frostlass. Back out comes Toxapex. We're at the next Stone Edge and Reggie again sweeps. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next battle. We managed to lose the last Deoxys lead, so let's see if we manage to win this one. The opponent say switches into Dugong and we answer with Graveler. The opponent gonna strike first. I am gonna respect the potential drill run and the opponent certainly is not baiting. I'm then gonna throw 2 Volt Switches for the correct fast move timing and fire off the Rock Blast. Rock Blast goes unshielded. We secure the knockout. Deoxys will return, but my god does it not fancy tanking a Stone Edge. Back out comes Deoxys and I'm full sending the Stone Edge, looking to do some huge neutral damage. The opponent gets rocked deep. If the opponent looks to counter farm down, Graveler putting in a whole heap of work, makes the Rock Blast gets my shield back, I can send out Ledian. I am going to tank any one move. The opponent fires off the Thunderbolt, so clearly they don't have Rock Slide. They pivot out into Wall Rain in the one shield. This is just GG's. The opponent's got one shot, them throwing an Earthquake and me not shielding. I'm not going to take that risk. They go for the Icicle Sphere bait. However, we will outpace to the two Stone Edges before they build up to the Earthquake. The opponent lets it go. Stone Edge near one shots. We lock on Farm Down, and we'll be able to lock on Farm Down Deoxys and take that game. Yet another lost lead. Pretty much the theme of the video. I pivot into Graveler. The opponent stays in, looking to get off a Surf, but they're taking a whole heap of damage. The opponent then sends out Milk Tank. 4 turn versus 3 turn. You normally want to throw after 2. However, with the 1 turn switch, that ends up being on alignment. So they give them a full free rollout. You hate to see it. However, the opponent shield up the Rock Blast bait. We then land the Stone Edge, which lands for huge damage. The opponent goes for a Body Slam bait, and I'm not shielding shit again. This is just a Body Slam Graveler. Going to be able to survive. Going to get the Volt Switch Farm Down. I'm so low. So I'm just going to Stone Edge whatever comes out. The opponent sends back out Jelly. Stone Edge going to be forcing the final Protect Shield. This Jellicent is far too healthy for my Ledian to handle it at this stage. We're going to send out Reggie. Reggie does tank 1 super effective Surf. I'm then going to overfarm. Return fire with the Stone Edge, Jelly, pretty tick Stone Edge. Doesn't secure the knockout. However, I am going to look to catch the next Surf onto Ledian. I am going to get the Bug Bite Farm Down. The opponent sends out Frostlast. They are going to have to try and farm me all the way down. Ledian needs to make 2 moves. Come on, Ledian, you're bulky. It's actually a rank 1. I need to best buddy. It's not currently best buddy, but look how thick Ledian is. The opponent commits to the win con of fast move, beating me down. Ledian says, not today, trainer, and we somehow manage to take an incredibly close game. In the next battle, we see the really annoying fish known as Lantern. I pivot into Graveler. We do resist the Sparks, however, Surf nearly one-shots. I don't want to shield this in case they've got a Metachan. The opponent fires off the Surf. They continue to stay in, so I'm going to return fire with a Stone Edge. Stone Edge goes shielded. The opponent continues to stay in and then throw on alignment. I'm deciding, do I want to shield this? Last second, I commit a shield and I'm going to commit to the next Stone Edge. Stone Edge will be almost lethal from this range. The opponent lets it go and it actually knocks out. The opponent then sends out Jelly. They get a nice Hex Farm Down. You will notice in the last battle I said this Jellicent is far too healthy for Ledian to handle it. However, as they stayed in against my Graveler, I anticipate whatever's in the back is going to be weak to rock. So I send out Ledian, the opponent now sends out Knocked Out, and they concede the match. So in that scenario, recognising team comps won me that battle. Moving on to the next one. Ledian into Slowbro, a Pokemon I actually think I might try out myself, as Confusion is only resisted by other Psychic types. However, this is a pretty good matchup for us. The opponent shields the Aerial Ass, they build up to a Psychic, and I couldn't give a fuck. Throw whatever you like. The opponent throws the Surf, and it's now time for a grab. The opponent continues to stay in, looking to get off a Surf. I am going to respect it. I've got a huge energy lead. The opponent now sends out Trevenant. Grass meant to counter Rock, however, do they respect the damage? They do not. Stone Edge, near one-shots, we get the Volt Switch Farm Down. Alolan Graveler is a Trevenant counter confirmed. You heard it here first. The opponent's final Pokemon is Toxapex. I've nuked them once. Has his opponent learnt their lesson? Clearly they haven't. Stone Edge rocks this giant, really bulky nipple. Deep into the red. I can easily shield this up. And we're going to be able to Volt Switch down the remainder of the team. And Graveler sweeps once again. So the 2 rock types phenomenal. Ledian, please don't run it as it is a fucking potato. Moving on to the next one. Dreadful lead. We see the immediate pivot into Graveler. The opponent builds up some energy, looks to catch a Rock Blast on Superior, but my god is this thing bulky. Stone Edge doesn't put him into range where I can Volt Switch Farm Down, so I'm forced to just give up Switch. We should be able to come in with Ledian, get the full Bug Bite Farm Down, however we are going to be Switch locked against that Altaria. 1 Sky Attack won't be lethal, so I'm just going to No Shield, put it all on Reggie. Again, looking for my second Rock type to sweep. The opponent sends out Altaria. I'm just going to tank this move. Sky Attack doesn't do all that much, to be honest. I am going to return fire with the Aerial Ace. This will definitely put him into Stone Edge range. The opponent commits a shield, and here comes Reggie. The opponent still stays in. I've got no idea why they shielded up the Aerial Ace. Perhaps they don't know Ledian's moveset. The opponent baits me with a Sky Attack. They then send out Talonflame. Talonflame, double weak to rock. I overfarm, fire off the Stone Edge. Talonflame, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death, gets absolutely wrecked. Public Enemy, number 2, probably behind Bastiodon, back out. Comes Altaria, they shield up the first Stone Edge. However, Reggie, far too thick, far too spammy, makes the next Stone Edge and completes yet another sweep. Ledian into Deoxys, the opponent pivots into Lantern. I'm super quick on my response to Alolan Graveler. As they're on Spark, we will tank one Surf, and despite us being left deep in the red, we've got enough HP to survive numerous more Sparks. I bait with a Rock Blast, the opponent commits that shield, they then throw on alignment, giving me a full 3 Volt Switch. I am going to shield up this Surf. I'm running out of HP. I decide to go for the double Rock Blast. If the opponent shields this up, I'm just going to throw the next one immediately. The opponent does shield. I fire off the next Rock Blast. Is Rock Blast enough to secure the knockout? No, it's not. The opponent looks to Spark down. We get the Simul KO. The opponent doesn't wait out their timer, and that's because they've got 2 Psychic types. So I send out Ledian, as Ledian has a good matchup here, and Deoxys has non-stab counters, so Regirock will fare better there. Regirock also can hit Deoxys for neutral with the Stone Edge, whereas Metachan completely walls us. I fire off the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace does huge damage. I look to catch the Ice Punch on Reggie, and this should be game over. The opponent will be sending back out Deoxys here. However, the Stone Edges are neutral, and Stone Edge is such a good move. Stone Edge going to do big damage. The opponent needs to try and counter farm me all the way down. The opponent actually throws just as we reach the Stone Edge, and I can easily shield this up. Reggie will be winning CMP, Stone Edge will be taking care of Deoxys, and then Metachan is going to get lock on farm down. So I suppose, can I say Reggie's a Metachan counter confirmed? Absolutely not. Moving on to the final battle of the video. Dreadful lead. I pivot into Graveler. The opponent builds up some energy, then send out Lantern. With the Powder Snow damage I've took, I'm probably in Surf range, which isn't fantastic. I bait with a Rock Blast. The opponent calls it like an absolute savage. I am going to shield up this Surf. However, down shields, this isn't the best spot to be in. I farm up to the double Rock Blast. The opponent going to be getting pretty close to Rock Blast range. The opponent shields the first. I fire off the second immediately. Is the opponent willing to invest both Protect Shields? Rock Blast doesn't knock out. However, we do sneak the Volt Switch. We are going to be able to take back Switch. We're now all shields down. Back out comes Wall Rain. We're outside of Icicle Spear range at this moment. We fire off the Rock Blast. Rock Blast draws the Protect Shield. Is Icicle Sphere going to knock out? I'm unsure. The opponent full sends the Earthquake. It's now all shields down. I send out Reggie. The opponent sends out Jellicent. I'm going to throw the Stone Edge in between the 3rd and 4th Hex, and then look to catch the Surf on Ledian. The opponent shows great discipline, not spamming the move. Ledian super thick. We tank a Shadow Ball fairly well. The opponent is going to need to go for another Shadow Ball to take us out. However, they settle for a Surf, and they're going to find out just how thick Ledian is. Surf doesn't knock out. Can I get the Bug Bite farm down? Probably not. I throw the Aerial Ace as I'm super low, allowing the opponent minimal farm. 1 Powder Snow takes us out. We're going to outpace this Wall Rain to the Stone Edge, and we're going to manage to clutch up a nice Stone Edge for the dub victory to end the video. So as requested, there was the Shadow Ledian feature. My god, was I underwhelmed with this thing. I think in certain metas it might have play. However, Bug, a pretty poor typing. Hits super effective against Dark types, which are banned. So there's really very few targets for it to hit in this meta. So would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Save your Stardust and just laugh at idiots like me that power it up, wasting all the hard-earned resources for content. As the thumbnail suggests, this team cost me almost 1 million Stardust. So first of all, if you appreciate that hard work, smash that like button. On a side note, huge shout out to my good friend King GBL, who made the thumbnail. If you don't know about King GBL, not only does he make the best thumbnails on YouTube, he is an incredible content creator. I'm going to link his channel down below. Go check him out. So moving on to the 2 rock types, I think both these 2 are phenomenal. They're a lot cheaper to build. If you want something spicy, anti-meta, give them a try for yourself. So if you're new, consider subscribing. As always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching. And dare I say it, post down below what Shadow Pokemon you'd like to see next. And again, I'll look to bring you that video. See you all in the next one.